Okay, I'm letting some more people in.
Mhm.
Okay, Amanda, you could take it away.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing my screen and kind of getting everything set up there. Okay, perfect. All right. So, as Deborah mentioned, my name is Amanda Casillas, and I am the new BDM. Here on this slide, this is all my contact information. You'll have my email, my phone, and then this QR code is a link to schedule some private time with me. I do one-on-one meetings, which you can always email me for. Just a little bit about myself. I am based in Los Angeles. I live in a town a little bit up north of Los Angeles, and I'm right by Magic Mountain, if anyone knows about Six Flags. So I live very close to the theme parks. Couple updates for you all before I really dive in. So these are some really exciting things we have going on this month. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek for tomorrow. But tomorrow our mid-year rush sale starts. So to start off the second half of the year, we're going to have deals on hotels that are a minimum of 20% off. Traditionally, I see some really good deals in these sales. I've seen 55% off and so much more. So it's a really good time to boost things up. The sale is going to run until July 13th, and then the travel dates will be June 2nd to December 15th. Now, moving on, the second really good update is our rewards promotion for this month. I did move this slide up a little bit, so if there's anyone on the call who is not signed up for our rewards point, I am going to leave this up while I talk about it, so feel free to scan this QR code to enroll. Essentially, for rewards, every property booking that you make, you will usually accumulate one reward point, and then you can redeem those points for gift cards to a variety of vendors. We've got Amazon, Disney, grocery stores, and so many more. However, for the month of June, and this is something we've never done before, so this is very exciting, we are going to be doubling reward points. So throughout the month, every booking that you make that is made up until December 30th, I believe, you're going to get 2 points instead of one. So it's a really good time to boost up those earnings, offset some personal costs, and or one just to treat yourself, or even treat some of your returning clients that you may have. So I have left this up for a little bit. I also have the link if anyone needs it. I'll be happy to share it at the end of the call. But I'm going to go ahead and move on and dive a little bit more into TAAP. So, for those who are not super familiar with TAAP, TAAP is just a one-stop shop. You can pretty much book everything on TAAP, such as hotels, flights, cars. We don't have cruises or rail, but aside from that, you have a lot of options on TAAP. It's super easy to use, so that's one thing that you can use and grow your business. And we also have a great way, it's just a great way to enable some exceptional experiences for your clients. So, why do advisors use TAAP? We've asked multiple advisors on what they typically use TAAP for and why they use it. You'll see the answers are efficiency, easiness, exclusivity, which that is something we're going to go into a little bit more when it comes to special rates, and then competitive compensation with our commission structure. A little bit about our inventory. So we have 500 plus airlines, 110 car rental companies, 170,000 plus activities, which I believe since this slide was created has increased. And we have 3,900 ground transportation options. And with that being said, our biggest piece of inventory is our hotels. So we have about 3 million properties on TAAP, and that includes hotels, as well as vacation rentals. So similar to Airbnb, which we'll also get into a little bit more. So some of our top selling brands on TAAP with our global brands, we've got brands like Marriott, Hilton, Fun and Sun. We have Sandals, Palace Resorts. We also have family options like Disney, Beaches, Nickelodeon. And then one of our biggest growing segments is our luxury segment. We do offer luxury brands and all-inclusive options as well. You can see these on the slide, but one of our biggest offerings when it comes to luxury is actually the Excellence Collection. So that is one good way to get commission on the Excellent Collection as well is through TAAP. Just to highlight activities, as I said, I believe this number has increased since the slide was created. So we've really dove and increased our offerings when it comes to activities. We have ticketed events like Broadway shows, and we've also dived in a little bit into like baseball games and some sporting events. We have attractions like national parks, and we have Disney parks and Universal, which are traditionally hard to get commission on as well. So you can get those tickets on tap and earn your commission. We have tours, recreational activities, and we do have airport transports as well in activities. And if you're ever looking for cruise transports, little secret is that they are hidden in the activities section. So if that's ever something that you are looking for, we have those just in activities instead of transfers. I did want to throw up the commission structure currently. So currently, Just Adventures is at a silver tier. And commission is paid out on the gross booking value. So you will get paid commission based off the taxes and fees. So it's not just the overall subtotal, it's the entire value of the booking. For properties, the maximum amount of commission you can get is 12%. Packages are 5%, car rentals is 6.5, and then activities and airport transfers is 10.5. With the properties, we do have a dynamic commission model, so there are different tiers depending on which property you are booking. I do recommend always trying to filter for those premium plus and premium properties, but we also have the other properties as well if you are looking for something that's difficult to find or maybe some vacation rentals. Oops. Okay, so one feature that we are going to talk more about, and when I go into the live demo, I'm going to show you how to find these features, is our package rates. So our package rates are not to be confused with our packages. The difference here with the package rates is it is a hotel-only booking on tap, but they are prepaid discounted property rates that do need to be combined with a transportation component. However, this component does not need to be booked on tap. You are able to earn commission on both refundable and non-refundable bookings when it comes to package rates. And traditionally, it's an average of 20% off on the property, or it can offer higher commission. Hotel package rates, they're great for pre or post cruise dates. Like I said earlier, we don't have cruises on tap. So that's one way that you can get some discounted offerings on, let's say, some cruise packages that you're trying to create. We also can use them to burn airline miles if you're booking air directly, especially since, it's kind of hard sometimes to find commission on air. That's one way that you could get some good deals on properties if you're renting cars elsewhere or if you're also using rail. As I said, we will dive a little bit more into this when we do the live demo, but when you are about to search package rates, it's actually within the properties tab instead of that packages tab. You'll just click on properties and it will be a package rates button that you just have to click on, and you will see a checkbox appear that you will just have to select as well. I did also want to touch a little bit more on vacation rentals on Expedia TAAP. These are essentially like Airbnbs that are sourced from VRBO, which, by the way, is owned by Expedia. So it is all run in the Expedia TAAP site. It's a seamless booking experience for you all, and you are able to earn commission on those particular properties. A lot of vacation rentals are not currently commissionable, so we do have that available for agents. Just a little bit more about VRBO. As I mentioned, it is a platform powered by the Expedia Group. There's thousands of properties and you have access to entire homes, but there's more than just homes. There's apartments and there's some things even like tree houses, boat houses. There's all sorts of properties that you can find. As I mentioned, they are commissionable. And when booking VRBO, you do know that you are booking with a confidence guarantee with the VRBO care that they provide. Another feature that I do want to touch on is the agency service charge. So this feature is a great way to gain some additional commission for your time and your expertise. So on top of your commission, you are able to add on a fee to property bookings at a maximum of 30% of the total booking value. And it easily calculates it for you within the platform, and you'll be able to see your total earnings before checkout. We also have our support lines. There are quite a few different support options, and this is where I can come in handy if you are unsure. You can always reach out to me and I can always guide you in the right direction. However, these up here are also traditionally the best ways to reach our support. We have our product support line, which is where you can cancel and modify bookings or just make any modifications you need. We have our sales support line. So our sales support line is more about commissions and account questions that you might have and just general platform questions instead of booking related questions. And then we have our Expedia TAAP reward support. So if you're ever running into issues with getting onto the reward side, you can contact the Expedia TAAP rewards support line. Lastly, we have our TAAP Academy that has been recently upgraded. It is a one-stop training platform. We have a lot of great resources on the TAAP Academy that you are able to use. First, like I said, it is a training platform, so there is 30 plus videos and guides available for all of our features on the app or on TAAP that you might want to use. So you can, go in there and again, you can always reach out to me. But if you're ever looking to kind of get some information on something quickly, you can go to the TAAP Academy to find it. We do have our frequently asked questions section as well, which is also there to help maybe save you some time and not having to either wait for me as the BDM or support to reach back out. There are 5 different sections of frequently asked questions that you can find and get answers quickly. We have our latest news section. So this is where we post articles on new features, trends that are happening, and just like I said, some research and insights that we're getting from Expedia. So if you're ever looking for some inspiration on what's trending, you can use the latest news section on the TAAP Academy. And then we have free marketing materials. So if you're looking to boost up your clientele a little bit, you're able to go to our free marketing materials and access the social media templates. They're completely free and customizable through Canva, so you're able to edit them and then post them to your social media to hopefully boost up that clientele. Okay, and here is the QR code for the TAAP Academy. I am going to go ahead and stop the presentation and I'm going to go more into a live demo. So when it comes to the TAAP site, in order to know that we are on TAAP, you'll want to make sure that you see this black banner that says Expedia TAAP. And then just to kind of refresh everybody about the homepage, we have our TAAP menu where we have the itinerary builder quotes, reports. So if you ever are trying to find out how much commission you're getting on a booking after you've booked, or let's see, just see the earnings that you're earning for a month, you can go to the report section and pull that. And then we also have our incentive plan, which reviews the commission structure that I showed earlier as well. So if you ever forget and are looking to find out, how much commission do I get on transfers, you can come to the incentive plan and view the silver tier for that. And then we have our support. So this support button is going to take you to our live chat. However, this live chat is 24/7. It is an AI chat box at first. However, if you type in this box, chat with live agent, it will connect you with a person and a live agent to help you. So you are able to use this for support purposes. And then another quick tip is if you click on your name, you'll see all your information regarding the agency, but you'll also have our other support lines as well that you can access. And then the last button here is just the trip section. So if you're looking to modify any trips, you can do so on the trips button. Going back to the home page, any sales or promotions that we're doing will appear in this section here right above notifications. So tomorrow you should see a very pretty banner that says mid-year sale. So we'll have that there. Tap rewards. If you are not signed up for rewards, you'll see a button that says enroll now. And if you are, you'll be able to view all the points that you have. Then we have our travel agent tools, which is the same as the travel or the TAAP menu up on top. The TAAP dashboard, which will just go over the agency tier as well as the performance snapshot for yourself for the entire year so far. We have last minute deals, which this is a great way to find some deals on the upcoming weekend. And this is all based off your IP address. So for me, again, I'm based in Los Angeles, so I get a lot of offerings for really good deals for Las Vegas, but you'll get something really close to you wherever you are. And then we have, again, the TAAP Academy is this last button here on the homepage, which has all those free marketing materials and guides that we discussed earlier. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the home page and we're going to go into hotel package rates and talk a little bit more about that agency service charge that I was talking about. So when you're on the home page, it's going to automatically default you to the properties tab and the standalone rates button. But to get those discounted rates, you're going to want to click on this package rates button. And as I mentioned, this is a hotel only booking. You are not booking any transportation components with it. You will see this button that says that I understand and accept that package rates can only be booked in combination with a flight, car, train, or cruise for the same traveler. However, as I mentioned, that does not have to be booked on tap, and this process is all done on goodwill. So if you have booked a flight, you don't have to submit any form of ticket that says that you have booked their flight, and even the traveler themselves are able to book them. I do recommend keeping records in the off chance that there is some sort of audit that happens. However, there has never been an audit. I'm going to go ahead and pull a search real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for Las Vegas and I'm going to pull a weekend coming up and I'll also keep it to one traveler and or one room, two travelers. And then when you come in and you're actually searching, you'll see a congrats, you're now searching package rates, which is showing you that you can now access the 20% off rates. One little tool that I don't think a lot of agents necessarily know about is this compare properties button. This is a great option if you are struggling with our quote tool and you don't want to necessarily go through and quote every single property out individually. You can press this compare button and select the properties you'd like to compare. And then you'll get a nice snapshot of that comparison, and it has a full breakdown that you could screenshot and send to your clients. Okay, then going into the commission tiers, as I mentioned, the maximum for you all would be 12%, which is Premier Plus, and then below that would be Premium, which I believe is 10.5. But you can always just use those filters and it will give you those properties to the top and you won't have to even deal with the basic or the basic plus if you don't want to. But aside from that, we have a ton of filters on all our lines of business. I believe there's 25 plus filters, so you can come in here and select properties with Wi-Fi or private bathrooms, the type of views, and really narrow down that search and find what your client's looking for super easily and quickly. I'm going to go ahead and select this property here. And I always recommend, this is also just another quick tip and what a lot of my agents do, is I recommend comparing your hotel package rates and the standalone rates if you have the time to do so, to really see that deal that you're getting. Just because then you'll know, one, how much wiggle room you have, which I'll tell you how that comes into play in a second, but also you'll be able to see if the commission is impacted by the package rates. Sometimes the commission might be lower to get the better rate. However, there are also times where the commission is actually higher as well in the package rates section. And there's also some times where the deal might be free breakfast. So it's always good to compare the properties, the standalone versus the package rates to see what little deals you're getting here and there and what really the full picture of that 20% off would look like for you. Another quick tip is this TAAP information section. If you click on the tier, the commission tier, you'll be able to see the dollar amount you're earning per booking. Sometimes I get questions about that, so that's just a quick tip before I move into booking. So, as I mentioned earlier, that agency service charge is here and you can boost up your earnings up to 30%. But one of the best practices that we recommend and that most of my agents will do is they'll compare the standalone versus the package rates to see how much of a discount they're getting. Because essentially what's on the standalone rates is the Expedia.com's consumer site. And then as a travel agent, you are getting the discounts. On this side, this is an exclusive rate only for travel agents on those package rates. So if you compare the standalone versus the package rates, you're seeing how much wiggle room you have to add on a fee and still get your client the best deal. For example, I had pulled a trip like about a week ago for the Maldives and I was seeing $1,000 off. And I knew that as the agent, I have $1,000 discount that I can offer them, or I could add on $100 fee and they would still be getting $900 off of what they're seeing. And you just boosted up your earnings by $100. So let's say we did that. The consumer was seeing 549. I just added on a $100 fee. Now my earnings are going to show down here in this box as well. And then I would go ahead and press book from here. However, there, for full transparency, there will be a line item on a voucher that says agency service charge, but there is a way to hide that. So you can come to the TAAP menu and go to Itinerary Builder, and this is where all of your travel vouchers live and your receipts live. Um, so let's say I've booked the vacation. I can come in here. There's an agency service charge on this trip. This itinerary builder, this is your white label receipt. It will have all of the agency's information at the top, and it will not say Expedia. So if you do not want your client to know that you booked Expedia, you could just send them this. It will not show Expedia on it. And when booking, just to note, the two places that it'll say agency service charge is in this cancel change rules. It'll say this travel agency applied an agency service charge as compensation. And then in the price, it will say agency service charge. But you have the ability to completely customize this receipt that you're sending to your client. So I can go ahead and just hide both. I can copy this information, add a hotel info note, and just input it and then go ahead and delete the line that says that there's an agency service charge added. And usually it's really easy to find, but I'm not finding it right now. But you could just say cancel notes and then apply, and then it will add it on there. And then you can add a total cost section that would just be one lump sum, or you can break it down into, let's say, pay pay before stay and then pay at property. And then when you come to preview it here, or if you can download it and export it as a PDF, or you can email it and preview it on here. You'll see that now that cost is hidden. They can't see the breakdown, and it is no longer mentioned in the rules if I had deleted it, but I couldn't find it. Um, then also just so you're aware, when it is charged to the card, it is charged as one lump sum. So there won't be a separate charge that your client's going to be asking you, hey, what's this $100 charge I see in addition to the payment I made? It's all one lump sum, so you won't be getting those types of questions. Okay, so that was booking the package rates. I am going to quickly dive into activities really quickly just because there is a really cool um, aspect that not a lot of people know about. So I'm going to go ahead and do Los Angeles really quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and pick about a week and then search. And so with activities, if you've booked a hotel in that area, you will unlock trip savings up to 25% on certain activities because you've booked a hotel. So, for example, I have a trip in New Orleans coming up in the summer, and I was able to get a lot of deals on some of the activities happening. And how you know you're getting a discount is this member price button, and it'll tell you how much you're getting off. So that's one really good thing about activities. And then the other thing to note is that we do have Universal and Disney tickets, and then we have all of the types of tickets. So for Disney, we have all the lightning lanes, and then Universal, we have the VIP and Express Pass that you can book. And these are full commission on these activities. Disney and Universal are really hard to get commission on, so this is a really good way to get commission on those tickets if you're ever getting asked about them, or even if you want to take a trip yourself, you can, use it as cash back and get that offering as well. And then if you were to come in here, and this is just in general as well with other activities, if they have dynamic pricing in them, you can come in here and act really as an advisor to your client and go to this change dates button, and it will list out all of the pricing for that particular activity that you're on. So you could look and see during the week, I would recommend it going anytime Monday through Wednesday because it's going to be about 20 to $40 less than Thursday and Friday. And then you have gone ahead and advised them on what would be best for them as well to be the most cost efficient if you use the change dates button. Okay, perfect. And then aside from that, really quickly to just kind of talk about some other options on the site, we do have the packages tab. This is where you bundle your flight, or sorry, your hotel with a flight and or car. So you could either do all three or just one or the other. And you will receive commission on the flight when it is a bundled package. However, it is dropped down that commission to a 5% commission. So really, I only recommend doing the bundled package if you're doing some sort of international trip where the flight is going to be more expensive than the property. So that way it's kind of evening out the commission that way. Or again, you could do them separately, book the flight separately, maybe directly, and then go into that hotel package rates and then add on maybe a little service fee that is for booking the flight for them to earn commission on flights. Then we have our cars section, which is super easy. You would just go ahead and search the pickup and um, drop off areas and what days you're doing and what time. There is the option to add a discount code if you have that with the car rental company, and then you can come in here. And similar to properties, we have all the filters available to you. So you can come in here and, pick what type of car you want, the capacity, and then you can go in and pick that price that you're looking for. And then one cool thing about the cars too is you're able to add on extras in the booking process. So you don't have to, worry about having to contact them. You can add on that toddler seat if needed, just as you're about to book. And there's some really good deals in the cars. I was just talking about it earlier. I recently had just booked a car for myself for a drive to San Diego that I was doing. And I thought, that the prices were going to be the same if I booked directly and on tap. Um, but I thought I'd book on tap to get some extra earnings. But then I found out that on tap, I was actually saving about 20 to $30 by booking on tap than instead of booking directly with Enterprise. So I was happy for myself. I was like, I'm saving money and making some extra dollars on it as well. So I definitely recommend checking out our car rental section if you have time as well, because I was actually surprised myself at the deals that we had in there. And then airport transfers, similar to the car rentals in that the filters look very similar, but you can come in here and book the airport transfers to a particular hotel. And then I know, and I do get this question quite a bit about port transfers if you do a lot of cruises, or if you want the car to go to a particular address, because the airport transfers only will go to the airport and the hotel. You can't put in a particular address in the activities. And I think I mentioned this during my presentation section. If you are searching a port city, you can typically find like port transfers instead of airport transfers to the ports. I'm trying to think of one particular option where I know that there are. Honestly, I find them the most in Florida, where their port cities are, is where you can find those transfers. But typically, these are hidden in activities instead of in airport transfers. So if you are looking for something like that, you should be able to come in here. And then just so you know where to look, you could come in here and then scroll in this section, and you should come up to a ground transportation box out here, or transportation. and it is going to give you all sorts of different transportation components, but usually you can find some of those transfers in there for particular port cities if you're looking for them. And then if you can't, let me know. I'd love to know. All right. And I believe that pretty much covers the basics and some really good tips, but I'm open to taking any questions and, maybe going over some other features that you might have questions on.
Thank you so much, Amanda. First of all, thank you for that itinerary builder because
Okay.
I did not know that was there, and that's going to
Oh,
save me a lot of work.
oh, yay. Happy to
Yes.
hear that.
We do have a question. Where is the hot summer specials located?
Yes, so they haven't started quite yet. So in tomorrow, we will see a banner on the homepage right underneath this search bar and right above notifications. And there's going to be a banner. I don't know what the picture looks like quite yet. But usually it's a picture, it'll say mid-summer sale, and that's where all those gonna deals are gonna be, and that's gonna start tomorrow and go all the way until July 13th.
Perfect. Thank
hmm
you.
hmm
And then that was the only one in the chat, so I'll open it up. Feel free to unmute anyone if you do have a question.
Hi, this is Melody. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so if we're already part of the rewards, we didn't have to use that barcode, right?
You do not. So if you're already signed up, then it's all set. You don't have to sign up again or even enroll separately into the double promotion. So it'll all just start accumulating rewards from now. And if you're unsure if you're signed up, I can, after I'm done chatting and sharing my screen, I can share the link to sign up as well. But aside from that, if you've already signed up, then you're already good to go.
Right. I'm already signed up. So my question is,
hmm
I actually redeemed some points,
Okay.
and because I didn't use them right away, I don't
hmm
know if I used them. And I tried to go
Hmm.
back in and find out where I could go to see if I actually got the card. So
Okay.
can you help me with that?
Yeah, so for that particular case, I would have to recommend talking to the reward support line, which I can send to you personally.
Okay.
So I'll be able to send you an email to that. And then just as an FYI too, because it actually brings up a really good point, is just so we're all aware that the reward points, they do expire after 18 months of trip completion. So there is an expiration date on rewards if you have not used them. But I'll go ahead and I'll send you the support so that way if you did use and redeem a card, they should be able to get you that information.
Okay. Do you need my email?
I have it.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Hi, this is
Hello.
Twanda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So I'm actually on Expedia TAAP. I was trying to follow through
Okay.
and play around with one of my itineraries, and I keep getting error messages. We're unable to
Okay.
load your itinerary at this time.
Hmm.
Then when it does upload the itinerary, and then
hmm
I'm trying to contact the host for the
Okay.
Airbnb.
hmm
It says we're unable to well, I can't even get it to load the itinerary. So I'm just wondering,
Hmm.
is anyone else having any issues? Like if they go into trips and
hmm
click one of their trips and then try to see if it's uploading. Because
hmm
if not, then is there like an actual phone number for itinerary? I mean for customer support, or you have to use the bot?
Yeah, so for that, I haven't heard of any particular technical issues recently. Um, a couple troubleshoot off like suggestions to try first would be to one, clear out the cache or however you say that word and the cookies of your browser that you're using or try a different browser. Or sometimes you can also use your phone and you'll be able to load things on there if it's ever not working on a laptop. So those are a
Mhm.
couple options for troubleshooting. And then if you're still running into issues after troubleshooting, we might not have to contact support and get them involved, which we do have. I'm going to scroll up. If you click on your name, you'll see this TAP agency support number, and that's basically the same line for the front line of support as well. So you can always call them too.
Okay, got it.
Hmm.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Hmm.
Twanda, it's Deborah. I just want to let you know I was able to pull up multiple itineraries when I went in. So maybe try to clear your cache and your cookies and
Okay,
see if that works. And then if not, definitely give that support number a call.
okay, thanks.
Welcome.
Anybody else have any
I
questions?
have a question. So when you did the compare properties,
Hmm.
I know you said send a screenshot, but is there a way to send like a PDF of that, or you just
We don't currently have an option for that quite yet, because the other option would be then to go in and individually quote out every single property, and that's where you could do the PDFs. But for the compare tool for now, that is just like a tool and a recommendation to avoid having to individually and quote them out. So we would only be able to do the screenshots for now.
okay. And then when you send those, if I send out information, like that doesn't show the um commission and stuff, correct?
It will not. So it does show like a price on there, which you could either cover up, let's say, with some sort of box on some of those screenshot tools that we have, or, that you could kind of change the price or go in there and say, oh, with fees, like with the resort fee that's not included on this price here, it would be this total. So you can kind of go in that way. But aside from that, it doesn't provide any information on what you as the agent are earning.
Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions?
This is
Yeah.
Torm.
Oh,
Hey,
Hi.
yes.
this is Nick. I got a question in reference to I'm not sure if I missed it earlier, but
Hmm.
in reference to uh just booking flights.
Okay.
Are there any? How would you be able to see? Oops, commission on flights? Do you get commission on flights only?
So for standalone flights and flights only, there is not commission as of right now. One potential feature that we'll see added later is that agency service charge. We will see that added to flights and packages later on this year. However, that is not out yet, and it also hasn't. I haven't gotten an official timeline, but they are working on adding that. So that'll be a way to earn commission on standalone flights in the future. But for now, there are no commission on standalone flights. The only options for commission on flights would be through packages, or let's say you booked a hotel and then added on an agency service charge as a almost like as commission for the flight that you're booking separately.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, Amanda. It's Caroline. I was going
Hi.
to ask that same question. Has there been any discussion about being able to add a service or agency fee onto packages? And you just answered it. So it has been
Yes,
discussed, and we can
it
hopefully
has.
look forward to it.
It has been discussed and it should be coming. Like I said, I don't have official timelines on it, but they are working on it. And I believe the goal is to eventually have it added to all lines of business except for groups. So, but packages is number one on that list. So that is some exciting news for the rest of the year.
Yes, thank you. It definitely is. I also have just a question. There are some hotels that come up that aren't available to add a service, an agency service fee. Is
Yes.
that the decision of the individual hotels? Why does that come up on some hotels but not all of them?
So it is usually on the individual hotel on why they're not showing up. So for example, sometimes if you're booking a hotel package rate, sometimes to get the deal that you need, the hotel will place restrictions on that particular booking. So there are times where the hotel does place restrictions. The only other time we can't add service charge is on vacation rentals currently. So for example, if you are booking like a VRBO, it's automatically to where we can't add on a service charge right now. And usually the commission is decent on those since there's such a high booking value. But as of right now, that and if the hotel restricts it for particular properties would be the only reason as to why you can't add on a agency service charge.
Great. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
I have one more kind of silly question.
Okay.
Last year, I did book like a VRBO apartment in
hmm
Sicily, and it was so weird because when I would go into search, I would put the actual like name that it was listed under, and like it
hmm
wouldn't come up. But if I put like apartments in the search bar, then it would come up like in the specific thing. Like it was kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of weird that sometimes it would come
hmm
up and sometimes it wouldn't. Is there any reasoning for that, or it's just it is what it is?
So with the VRBO searching for particular properties, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is very hard. Even when I try to search for particular properties with specific names, for some reason it doesn't want to work.
Right.
I think it has to do with it's like a technical thing, I believe. It has to do with how we import all the information in from VRBO into TAP. Um, I know that they're doing a lot of work on the VRBOs, so I'm sure that that is something they're looking into more. But I appreciate that feedback too. So I'll go ahead and, add that to my like reports that I submit weekly for feedback to potentially work on. But I think that it has to do with some technical issues when it's with the importation of those properties. Um, so hopefully we will see that resolved soon as well. But thank you for letting me know too.
No, I mean they have like it was a building with like a bunch of different apartments, but it was just weird because then sometimes apartment D would come up, but I needed apartment A, like and
Oh.
and then I would put the actual, like I said, the actual name in and it wouldn't come up. But then if I put like in the hotel part, I would just put apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would somehow miraculously like come up in the search. Like I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's a interesting
Yeah,
way
it was
that it
kind of
works.
weird, but
Yeah, very weird. Yeah, I know that it can be difficult if you are searching based off the name. So in that particular case, that makes it even weirder in that, you're able to
right.
find it another way. Um,
They
but
stayed there and they had a wonderful time, so that's all that
that's good.
matters.
But no, I appreciate that feedback and I'll definitely make sure to, let them
Okay,
know so
just
that way
figured
they
out.
can work on it.
Okay, thank you.
hmm
This is Twanda. I have another question.
Hi.
So I already have an itinerary
hmm
for housing
hmm
with VRBO, but
Okay.
I want to add, looks like I'm going to have to add a car rental. Do I do that in the itinerary builder or is that a
Mm,
separate itinerary?
that would be a separate itinerary.
So if you don't do it at the beginning, then you have to do it separate.
Yes, if you were to do a package, that's when you can combine them.
Right.
Aside from that, then it would have to be separate. And Deborah, you could tell me if I'm wrong, and I'm not sure. Do you guys use Travefy? I believe I asked this, but I can't remember.
Some of the agents do, but
Okay.
it's an add-on for the agents.
Okay. I will say if there are agents who are using Travefy on the call, we did recently integrate with them, I believe like a month ago. So this is very new, but that is another way where you can add it on after the booking is you can go in if you are using Travefy and then add it that way. But aside from that, it is separate bookings, but then you could download all the information as a PDF and send it as one email if in that sense.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Amanda is getting a special shout out from Jacqueline for helping her with all her bookings and her add-ons. So
Thank
thank you,
you.
Amanda.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jacqueline. Anybody else have any questions?
Right. So Amanda just said that
Travefy, it's now integrated. So how would you go about doing that?
Yeah, so I personally don't have access to Travefy right now. But I know that it's through the Travefy website. So once you're already on Travefy, you go
Mhm.
into there and then I think there's a button, there's like an integration button in there, which someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but then you would just take the information, I believe you copy and paste the link in there, which I actually have a video of that shows you how to use it. Which Deborah, would it maybe be helpful if after this call I sent you an email with that video that you could send to the agents who maybe are using it, or how would
Sure.
you?
Yeah, that would
Okay,
be wonderful.
perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and after this call, what I'll do is I will send Deborah an email with that video so that way she can share it with you all, and then you'll be able to follow that on the Travefy side to integrate the itineraries onto Travefy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Look at you, Mel.
Right, the new Travefy user, right?
Yes, Mel is very new to Travefy, so she wants to learn as much as she can.
Oh, good. Yeah, so that will show you how to do everything. I wish I had my own access so then I could just show you, but I have that video. So I'll send that over.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions for Amanda about Expedia TAAP? Okay. Well, Amanda, we do have your information.
Mhm.
And I thank you so much for being on with us tonight, and taking time out of your night to show us Expedia and some great things that we can do with it. And then anybody who's on the call, if you do have to get in touch with her, her information is going to be put in school under Expedia, so that if you do have to get in touch with her, you can. Last call for any questions? Okay. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you all. It was so nice meeting everybody, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
Yes, so are we. And it
Thank
was so
you.
great to meet you as well. Everyone have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
night.
Thank
You too.
you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.